folks, and welcome back. I'm just out here killing some time waiting for a homeowner to show up to look at what he wants done with his lot over here. I'm just out here hobbling around as always. I got one work boot on and one flip-flop because it's almost impossible to get a work boot on right now, but I figured I might as well take this time to start talking about the things that I like about this truck. Because when I made the video recently about my dislikes, people were really jumping to the conclusion that I actually do not like this truck, and that is not the case at all. It's not perfect by any means. Toyota definitely could have done better. There's no doubt about that. They made a lot of things better than the previous gen, but you know, I don't know. You know, you wait that long for a rebuild, a complete rebuild of a truck, and you just kind of think that they would have done what they did back in 2007 and surpassed everything else out there. Because when that 5.7 came out in 2007 with that new frame, new model, man, it blew people away. It was the best truck on the market for a while there. I think for the most part they pretty much match what was out there. They definitely didn't exceed it, but there's still other trucks, the Fords, the Rams, the Chevs, that still do a lot of things better than what this Toyota does. But there's a lot of things I really like about it. So first things first, the styling. Some people don't like it, especially with the long bed. This is a 6.5 foot bed. With the standard height of the truck and the standard tires, it does look low, but it's not but the second that you put a lift on these things and larger tires, it really makes it look pretty mint, especially if you decide to go and body match things and stuff like that. So I actually like the styling because of what I know that I'm doing with the truck. It's not staying stock, and once you play around with these things, you can make them look pretty sick. Again, looks are always subjective. You might like how it is now, you might not like how it's ever going to be. That's up to you, but for me, I like the look of it. So I'm going to talk about particular things with this truck, being the SR5 TRD Off-Road. I love the suspension. The ride in this thing is absolutely incredible. I've never been in a truck that drives as smooth as this and handles as well as this. It just hugs the corners. You see bumps coming and you expect it to jar you, and it just doesn't even barely move you. The steering wheel is so smooth, like the steering's so smooth. Everything about the ride quality is top notch. So obviously in the front, you got coils in the front with the shocks, and then of course in the rear you can see independent front suspension, and then in the rear they end up going to a coil as well with a multi-link. And man, it is incredible ride quality. I don't know if I can get in here and show you guys what's going on. And this being the TRD Off-Road, it does come with the Bilstein shocks, so a little bit of an upgrade as far as that goes. Locking rear diff, I love that. The only thing about that, like I mentioned before, is that you have to put it in four-wheel low, which I don't like. As far as the overall, ignore the Tim Hortons cups and coffee cups, and that's my juice there. The overall design of the interior, I do like. I really like how the driver's side and the passenger side have full power seats. So like in the Fords with the XLT, I know from experience that the forward and up and down is power, but the lumbar or whatever, the seat back was manual, but this is complete power on both sides. And that's nice at, like, you know, a step above base really to get that option, power on both sides. Again, the layout of the interior I really do like. I like how there's physical buttons for everything. Of course, this is the small screen, but even in the even with the big screen, you still get physical buttons for all your climate control and all that sort of stuff. Heated seats in this model is great, and I love what Toyota does now. With every single vehicle they put out, it comes with the safety sense. So you get automatic high beams and low beams, you get adaptive cruise control, you get the brake assist warning, whatever, you get the lane warnings, you get all that stuff. And two of my favorite features of these modern day trucks is just that. It's the automatic high beams, low beams, and the adaptive cruise control. I absolutely love those two options. The other thing I like about this truck is how the doors are so big. This has to be the biggest rear door I've ever seen in my life on a truck. The Fords, the Chevs, the Rams are way smaller. The new ones are a bit bigger, but they're older cab or tiny. So it's a huge door, and it opens like almost to a 90 degree. So getting things in and out of here is a breeze. This seat is back all the way right now because it's easier for me to get in and out. Because in my situation right now, having big doors that open wide is really good. Rear seats are comfortable, loads of room. The cabin is actually really nice, quiet. Not going to say at this point the build quality is absolutely the best for in here, but you got soft touch where you need it. You know, the interior I like. I do not mind the interior. And up in the front here, you got soft touch up top and soft touch down below. This is all plastic, but that's okay with me, to be honest. Another thing that I like is the bed, and I love how the tailgate is power assisted and everything is like blacked out. I love that. So the bed itself, I do like. I have a bed mat coming for this truck whenever it decides to show up, but I like the tie down points. I like how you can move them around. Those two lights are actually really bright and shine this bed really well. Obviously, if you had a tonneau cover, you would want the end bed lighting, but this one doesn't come with that. But those two do a great job. I love how they have these divider points here, so you can keep things separated and stop things from sliding around. It tows really well. I've hauled with it, but the ride quality is like right up there. It's awesome. But we'll go for a drive here in a minute, and I'll tell you what I like about the drivetrain. All right, so now we're driving. Let's talk about the ride quality. So I don't know if you can see the road that well, but this road is not smooth in any way whatsoever. It's extremely rough, and this truck just handles it like unbelievably. It's like I'm driving a Camry or like a, you know, a big Ford car, like it floats along or whatever. Like, it just drives so smooth. It's unreal. Definitely, like, especially compared to my Ram 3500 that I sold before I got this. That thing was like a bucking Bronco. That was all over the place. Obviously, you can't compare a half ton to a 1 ton, but I was recently in my father's Ram 1500, and before I bought this truck, that truck was probably the smoothest riding truck that I've been in. Also has coil springs. But now that I've been in this truck, that truck still rides extremely smooth, but this is just a whole nother level. So the ride quality is like right up there with #1 for sure. The other one is the drivetrain. So yes, you don't get the sound of the V8 by any means whatsoever, which takes a lot away from the truck. I had a 2007 and I had Borla dual exhaust on it, and it sounded absolutely incredible. You don't get that experience obviously with this V6 twin turbo. I do plan to do some exhaust work on this, probably going to start with a muffler delete and see what that works out to be and see what that's like. So stay tuned to that. There's not a lot of people out there that have documented those. Seems like people just make a quick video of it idling in their driveway, but not like living with it day to day and see the drone and all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned, that's going to be a video coming fairly soon. But the delivery is extremely smooth. You don't even barely feel the shifts at all. It's just, and this thing's like it's fast. This truck is extremely fast, and obviously with having twin turbos, you can modify these things and push even more power of them. But I mean, I'm in normal drive mode. It puts you back in your seat. There is not much turbo lag there whatsoever. There's and stuff out there for these trucks right now to make them even more responsive, but I mean, right from factory, this thing, like, I'm hitting these potholes and it just barely even does anything. So smooth. But yeah, the power is like always right there. It doesn't take long. So here we are, foot to floor, boom, and she's going fast. Fast truck. There is one last thing that I did want to mention that I actually really like, and that is the infotainment system. So I've owned Chev, Ram, Ford, and Toyota, and they're all good. They're all really good nowadays. The Ford is super simple. I have the most experience with that. I didn't mind the Ram at all. The only thing with the Ram I didn't like is that you really couldn't do anything with your heated seats and your heated steering wheel unless you went into the screen. I love the physical buttons that Toyota gives you for the heated seats, heated steering wheel, and all your climate controls. But this is super easy to use. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I haven't used Android, but the Apple CarPlay hooks up like every single time. It works really good. I've heard people complain about it disconnecting. I've never had that. This has worked awesome in this system. But yeah, everything is super easy to use if you're actually just using the Toyota stuff. It's easy to save your channels. I don't have this set up yet for my maps, but the phone works really well. Everything about it works really good. And the backup camera, this is the smaller screen, really good resolution. It does have the trajectory lines, and it has the lines for your hitch, which works out to be really good. Like, the resolution is quite clear, definitely a heck of a lot better than what it used to be. But yeah, that's pretty much my last thing I can think of right now. I'm sure there's more. But, oh, yeah, you gotta love this. You've absolutely gotta love this. That is awesome. Well, I think that's gonna wrap this one up, folks. I know that I'm missing some stuff, and I'll think about it in a later video, and I'll try to point it out. But I think for now, that's gonna be it. It really comes down to, would I buy this truck again? And the answer is yes, I would, especially at the price point. So this truck, you know, the competitor would be the Ford F-150 XLT with the FX4 package, and that truck is 10 grand more than what this truck is. By the time that you factor in interest rates, because it is known for having higher interest rates than like the big three, by the time you factor that all in, if you make all your payments from start to finish, it pretty much works out to be the same. The payment pretty much worked out to be the same because the interest rate was so much higher in this truck compared to what it would have been in the F-150. There's perks and there's peaks with every truck. They don't make the perfect truck. If they took the best things from the F-150, the best things from the Ram, the best things from the Chev, the best things from the Toyota, and put them all in one truck at like a mid-level price range, well, that would just be phenomenal. I don't know what we would call that truck, but yeah, I'd buy it again. And of course, like I said, stay tuned, because the way this truck looks right now, it's not the way it's going to look here soon. I've got some stuff coming for this truck. It should be here later this week, if not possibly even tomorrow. This is Wednesday right now. We got some stuff that's going to make this truck look better. I've got some plans for this truck. I've seen a lot of these trucks online, you know, lift, bigger wheels, you know, wrap, body match, and they look mint, in my personal opinion. Straight out of the box, not the best looking truck on the market, I don't think, but I think it has the most potential to look really good. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.